Bullhead Homestead. I am Jeff. Today is Wednesday. It's about 90 degrees this morning. It's going to hit 93-ish, they say. So a few degrees cooler than it has been. I'll take it. We're getting helped out by some clouds here and there. I got a shelf put up last night. Let's take a look at that first. Be good enough for my monitor. Yes, it's upside down, I know, but there's an outlet right there, so I didn't want to go in that direction, so I did it upside down. And the monitor that's going on there is not that heavy, so that'll be fine. And yes, the boards aren't the same length, but you know, you're not going to see that, so that's cool. Saves me from cutting a board, and it's after dark. Alright, time to put the monitor up there and go from here. Good enough. Good enough. And now I can start thinking about and working on some corner cabinets. I want to go around that corner and do cabinets up there for the printer paper, you know, other computer stuff. But yep, that will work. Those clips were from last night. I don't remember what I said last night. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick shelf, get my my monitor there, and I wanted to get them, you know, closer to the wall to free up desk space, and also so that the monitor one's not, you know, far away from the other one. So they're my eyes when you're adjusting back and anyway. So that's good, and you can't tell that the boards that I used are different lengths, and you can't tell that I put it up backwards, and it's just, yeah, it's kind of sitting there. These Acers, most monitors have a bracket connection where you can mount them to the wall. You know, it's a square with 4 holes for mounting to the wall. These Acers do not have that. That's probably one of the ways they save money. But these are the brackets that I used to put them up there. These are thick metal and they are heavy duty, and these I bought online, so they're the ones that came in. They are 6 inches and 6 inches. So yeah, I also got some bigger ones that are 8 inches and 12 inches, so you can get, you know, different size shelvings with those. But I got a set of 8 of them, and you know, it's typically, they did have these, where do they have these? They had these at Lowe's, but they only sold you 2 at a time, and so buying 8 was like half the price of buying them, you know, 2 at a time. Alright, so, and I've got other places for shelves, so now I've got, what, 3 more sets. I have 6 more of these, and they're gonna come in useful. You know that old saying, don't count your chickens before they're hatched? That's pretty good advice in my limited experience. So I don't want everybody to get their hopes up that all those eggs are gonna hatch that are under number 2. Here are some of the things that I have dealt with. The first time number 2 hatched eggs for me, I came out one night at around midnight, and number 2 was walking around inside the coop squawking up a storm. So I went in there to see why she was off the nest and what the deal was, and there was a black rat snake in the nest with 4 eggs already down and another one in its mouth. So that can happen. And then something that's happened the other 2 times that number 2 has hatched eggs for me there were broken eggs during the 21-day period. Just clumsiness, or, you know, other hens trying to get in there, and there's 2 of them and they're squirming around, and so yeah, cracked eggs do happen also, and that's another common thing. And you know, I could probably put number 2 in some type of snake-proof, isolation chamber, but that's not what I'm about out here. So, yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch because there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. Good morning, number 2. You stayed on the nest all night last night. You were there first thing this morning. Yep. And when I fed everybody, you came out and got some food, and then you came right back in here. So, yep. So far, so good. She's got 7 of her own eggs under her and 2 whiting true blues. You gonna squawk for me? You gonna squawk for me? Not today. I'm not messing with your eggs today. It appears today is going to be one of those days where a homesteader experiences both joy and sorrow. There is joy and sorrow in homesteading. One goes with the other. They go hand in hand. It's hard to have one without the other. So there's a lot of joy on my part this morning, seeing that number 2 is sticking with her broodiness and she's going to try to hatch those eggs. But I just experienced some sorrow. The rooster that I've been talking about for the past few days, he was an olive egger mother and a Welsumer father. I just watched him die right before my eyes. And that was sorrowful. Probably a heart attack. I went inside and researched it, and it was just, yeah, it happens with chickens. I'm going to put a link here to a video by the Swedish Homestead talking about heart attacks in chickens, and he probably explains it a lot better than I do. What happened was I was in the coop behind me checking on number 2, making sure she's still sitting on those eggs, and I heard a commotion outside. A whole bunch of chickens just gobbled. Well, I guess turkeys gobbled. Whatever chickens do, they let out, they all let out their little chicken cry, and, that's not ordinary. So when that happens, that tells me there's some type of disturbance. And so I came out and I saw that rooster having physical problems, and he was flopping around on the ground. I won't get in too much detail, and then within 10 seconds, 15 seconds at the most, he was gone. So, yeah, probably, I'm no expert, I'm not a veterinarian, I've never seen that firsthand before to know. I just don't know, but it happened right in front of me. It was relatively quick, and he was just gone. So that's not cool. That is not cool. I was not planning on using him in any breeding programs, or I had no plans at him at all besides, culling him at some point. And culling means different things. It just means removing him from your flocks. But he was the one rooster here in this front flock, and that's the same flock that was Tim Conway's, and I lost Tim Conway a freak fence accident. He got caught in the fence with his feet above ground, so he couldn't stand up. And today it's just a heart attack. One thing I was reading is that he was a very young rooster, and he grew very quickly. I mean, he was a big boy already, and his sisters haven't even started laying eggs yet. So he was hatched by number 2 back in, I want to say, late April, early May. So, June, July, August, September, he was he shouldn't have been that size already. And what happens is when you crossbreed, something happens that's called hybrid vigor. When you bring in new genetics to something, their genetics will be vigorous. And so one of the things that can happen from that is you get a bigger size. And I'm just guessing, I have no idea, but him growing so big so fast for you know, for a regular chicken, not a meat chicken, that might not have been the best thing for the health of his heart. But yeah, no signs of sickness. Saw him in the videos yesterday. He was perfectly healthy, and I looked him over. He had no injuries. His vent was clear. You know, no pasty butt. You know, he wasn't sick at all. It just it was a sudden thing, and yeah. So okay, sorry about that. Bit of bummer news. Once again, I'm going to have to call it quits because it's getting dark. Yep. It's getting dark about 8 o'clock now. I liked it better when it was getting dark at about 9, but yeah. So what I'm going to try to do is, when I'm up to it, is do some weed eating before dark when it's a little bit cooler each night. So yeah, I just ran out the battery. It's just about 20 minutes. And I'm going to be shaking for about a half an hour now. That really gets me going. Yeah, oh, and now I need to change clothes. So that's going to be it for this Wednesday. Thanks for watching, everybody, and take her easy. Hope you're having a wonderful week.